Listening to the beats and the funky rhymes.
Who rocks the mics and rocks as well, yo.
Make people happy.
Who rocks the mics and rocks as well, yo.
Make people
Who rocks the mics until they up and swell, son. Morning Lions. Morning Lions. Morning Lions. Morning Lions. Till they up and swell, son. Morning Lions. Morning Lions. Who rocks the mics till they bust and swell, Joe? Morning Lions. Morning Lions. Take me down.
All right, I think we can go ahead and get started. So, for anyone that is new to the Lion's Den, or just new to the whole crew that we have up here, my name is AR, and we have on stage with us today our lovely founders, Asher and Nine, as well as our third judge for this evening, Didi King. All of you may know him from Twitter and all of his amazing giveaways that he does for all of us. So thank you very much for that, Didi King. And he will be on stage with us this evening. So for anyone who hasn't really participated in Lion's Den before, we had one last year. And basically, Lion's Den was meant as this Shark Tank style contest where we were able to obtain allow lists from different projects earlier on last year. We did some thinking and we wanted to kind of freshen up this idea and revitalize it a little bit. So the idea was rather than giving whitelists to outside projects, we wanted to be able to kind of inject that excitement and inject that quote utility directly back into the community. So we refreshed this idea, revamped it up a little bit, and Lion's Den 2022, what we're doing is the contestants are all people who are trying to do something very unique with their own IP. We've seen a lot of this recently with a lot of different people. As you've seen in some of the Medium articles, I've shouted out quite a few. I don't want to step on anyone's toes this evening, but there's a lot of really cool stuff happening with Lazy Lions IP. So we wanted to be able to have this little Lion's Den contest for people to be able to come on stage, pitch, an idea that has to do with building community and building their specific IP. So basically, the way this is going to run is we're going to have 4 people on stage today, and they're going to be pitching their different ideas to the judges and to us as the community. We're going to have about 5 minutes per person to pitch their idea, and then we're going to switch directly from each pitch to a 10-minute discussion. During that discussion, our judges, Didi King, Asher, and Nine, is going to be, just kind of asking questions, things that they're interested in, things that maybe you're interested in. And we also have this channel open that you should be able to see right now. It is the Lion's Den channel. That should be available for everyone to see. I'm trying to look and see where this is. Yes, it's directly underneath Cabana Bar on the private island. So inside of Lion's Den, what we're going to do is if you have a specific question that you want answered from a contestant that's on stage, feel free to go into Lion's Den, drop that question in there, and we'll try to get that question answered for you specifically. But if we're going to chat, if we're just, hanging out chatting, try to keep that in Cabana Bar, so the Lion's Den is easy to find this question. So that's basically the rundown of how this is going to work. The contestants are going to come up, pitch their idea, and Ash9 and DD King's gonna grill them a little bit, put them through the rigorous Lion's Den test, and yeah, do we want to hear anything from our judges before we get started?
Look, that was a great intro, Aaron, and for that reason, I'm out. The Kings Queens, this is always a lot of fun. It's not going to be like that. I'm super keen to just see the ideas from community members this time, rather than like external projects. While that was a good test run, I'm way more excited for this one. So, haven't seen what's coming up. Keen to hear it, and yeah, we've got DD King as well. So it'll be good. Definitely, this is a big community thing. So the voting, the actual deals, it comes down to the community.
Love it. I'm excited to hear all the ideas. I'm an idea guy myself, so very, very excited to see what everybody's got up their sleeve, and looking forward to seeing who's got the best idea.
Awesome.
Yeah, perfectly said. All yours, Aaron.
Yeah, and I just want to shout out real quick. Having a little bit of issues with the audio intro coming in, but that was Like a Rose. If we're talking about building IP and kind of the purpose of this Lion's Den, Horny Lions, one of our sub communities, created this unique song, and I just wanted to be able to showcase that for the community. That's on YouTube. You can go check that out now. But first, so let's start out with the first contestant we have to the Lion's Den is Banik, aka SolaPunk. SolaPunk, where are you at, brother? Awesome. So you got 5 minutes, SolaPunk. Pitch your idea. Good luck. Let's roar.
Am I before I begin, am I allowed to do a share screen?
Yeah, go for it, Geek.
If I can work out how.
You might not be able to do it on a Discord stage, actually. So you'd just have to pitch your idea. So.
That's all right. That's okay. I'll send you this afterwards to have a look through as well.
Sure.
But I'll start off. So within the Lazy Lions community, I noticed a strong and vibrant gaming scene. And being an avid gamer myself, I thought if there was a way of furthering that out. So what this whole escapade is about is actually reaching outside of purely just Web3 to bring new and outside eyes onto the Lazy Lions. So we've got Nate, we've got Jolly Goose, we've got Teely, we've got Killer Callie, we've got Woozy Pelican. We've got a whole bunch of lions that have come together, and we've all got the same passions, the same vision for what we want to achieve. And that is a community that is not just sort of within the Lazy Lions and benefits the Lazy Lions directly, but also gives a voice, a route out of what can be quite an enclosed space. You find that if somebody's in one NFT, they're in another. Whereas what we're looking at is broadening that base of how many people are in NFT. And we want to do that through gaming. And the Lazy Stream team at the moment is about a week old. We started streaming for the first time last Wednesday, and we've already had a number of nights where we've got 4 or 5 or 6 live streams going on at any one time. And this is a mixture between stuff like shoot 'em ups like Call of Duty, sports to like FIFA and Madden, and racing games like F1 and Need for Speed. And the way that we're broadcasting all of this is through really every platform that we can get on ourselves. So we're using Twitch as our main broadcast stream, but then we're taking clips and we're doing shorts for TikTok and YouTube to raise viewership at the minute. Our plan is then to evolve that into having a weekly Spaces podcast. So it'll be a Spaces on Twitter, but it'll be also a podcast that we'll record. And then if there's any editing needed, we'll edit it into a final copy and then releasing it as a podcast as well. So we've got a weekly schedule that we're currently finalising and putting together. We think possibly Wednesday is quite a good day for a midweek gaming get together to talk games, reviews of both new Web 2 based games and Web 3 based games. And that's really sort of the crux of what we want to boil this down to is working in and amongst Web 3 games as if it's as one gaming industry rather than having that separation. Within the schedule, we've also got space for people like Lazy Chef, or you might know him as NFT Wanderer, who do an excellent cooking segment with recipes and things like this. So it gives them a platform as well to integrate that, so it's not purely just gaming. We're working with a couple of AAA game studios already that I've got from my in real life work, and content creators and pro esports leagues like FaZe, Quadrant, and such. Now we know they're all looking actively to move into Web3 over the coming year, and we see ourselves well placed within the NFT and Web3 industry to be that guiding light for them, to be sort of the play reviews and introduce their content if need be. But as they're moving across, you've also got existing platforms like Meta, like Theta, like Gala Games that have their own game labs and play stores that are already starting to flourish with a multitude of games. So we'll be looking to partner with them and introduce more playership to them by broadcasting active gameplay. We're looking at the overall NFT market of being around about 2 to 5 million of active holders and users, compared to the crypto market that is about 20 times that size. What we want to do is incorporate community in everything that we do. And we're very keen on the fact that community builds together and a community grows together. It's no good having one arm going off in 1,000,000 miles an hour if the rest of the body can't follow it. So we see us as a prime place to enable new adopters. And what we want to do with the grant funding on offer through yourselves is ensure that the quality of content that we're able to put out is exceptional. We think it's the only right thing to do for the Lions. Part of this cost will go towards overlays so that while streaming, Lazy Lion brand is always on show. We've got some fun things like burn raids that we'll be doing, whereby we hop from one streamer's channel to another en masse. But with that, we'll have the Lionhead avatars are on the player as well. So just getting people asking questions, because quite often we've found that about 4 or 5 lions on a chat, and you can have 20 or 30 people in the room. Immediately they're like, what's this? And so the host can then talk a bit about Lazy Lions and how to go about getting involved with that as well. Over the next 7 years, we think about 1 billion people will be coming into Web3 via video games. With the announcement from Sony that all 780 million active PlayStation 4 and 5s will be receiving a crypto wallet. We can only see this growing, and us being a relative OG and a blue chip NFT, we've got the capability to pull it off. So, finalise. Everyone says that a lion's roar can travel further than 5 miles, or can't go further than 5 miles, sorry. But actually, a lion's roar is global. Thank you very much.
Amazing, amazing. A global lion's roar. That's awesome. So we're talking about reaching more people through different social networks via a streaming conglomerate for all lions to be a part of. So we're going to go to the judges to ask some questions. And again, the community, if you have any specific questions, feel free to drop them in the Lions Den channel. So, judges.
Yeah, look, I mean, it's gaming, so I already love that. So, King, is the big idea here, if this gets a lot of viewers, starts to become something of its own, I'm just thinking how big this could be. Does it eventually turn into like an esports team? Is that a possibility? Like, what does this potentially turn into?
My question as well.
This is exactly what we've been talking about. Yeah, is entering a Lazy Lions team into our esports league. So exactly that, and we're looking currently at Call of Duty leagues, as well as sort of like FIFA and things like that. But that's generally time specific.
Now, would that be sponsoring a team, or would that be actually, holders being a part of the team and competing as gamers?
Oh, that would be number one proviso. You've got to be a Lion to be on the team.
Well, my question would be: would you aim to be a sponsor of another team that's an existing professional gaming team, or do you think that we have enough talented Lazy Lion holders that we could actually create a professional gaming team?
Our intent is to do it ourselves in house rather than paying somebody else to do it. I think it's much better kudos to have our Lions out there fighting, putting the balls on the line, so to speak, than paying somebody else to sort of front it.
Love it. A question from me. You mentioned that you're working with somebody from FaZe as well. I'm sure that would be like a helping guide if they've been through that experience before, created FaZe Clan, which is already a very successful esports team. So how's that been like?
Yeah, so obviously realizing it was quite a big cherry that we were biting off here. The first thing I did was reach out to a friend of mine, and as luck would have it, he's the ex-manager of FaZe. And yeah, pretty experienced in doing this sort of stuff. So we consulted with him a couple of times on how we should go about getting started. He's the one that suggested starting off with the short format videos just to start grabbing attention quickly. He's also the chap that's got the contact into two of the three Web3 based game platforms that I mentioned in the presentation. Sorry, I'll drop it. Theta and Meta. And so there's also space where in the future places like that will actually sponsor us to feature their games.
Got it. Yeah, no, that sounds like a great idea. You also mentioned that you're working with a couple of, not working with, but you're speaking to a couple of AAA gaming studios. Are you able to talk about who they are specifically and how that started?
I can tell you how it started.
Sure.
So in my real life work, we make hardware tech, but part of it, when COVID hit, we decided to pivot, and we're already making an Unreal Engine based demo, and we decided, screw it, let's make a video game. And so because of the game that we wanted to create, we wanted to actually, as DD King says, sometimes it is better to pay somebody that knows what they're doing to do it. So we were in the fortunate position of reaching out to Epic and seeing what their flavor was. And we actually got on really well. And it was actually me that introduced the guy from FaZe to Epic, and now he's working with them. And so that's one route in. But then you've also got Activision in terms of AAA software studios. I've got most of them in my phone book, to be honest. It's just, as you say, depends where that relationship is, where we can lean on something and get some favors. But as well as the gaming studios, I also mentioned creators. So When I say that, I mean like the guys on YouTube that do like playthroughs and like GTA stunt runs and stuff like that.
Yeah, all
And
the shorts and stuff like that. Yeah.
yeah,
Awesome.
that's what I mean. I'm pretty addicted to Greystone plays, but
Mm.
I don't know why. But on that, like we've got contact through people like Quebblecop. Funny name, funnier guy. Absolute route to watch him on stream. But he's got 14.5 million followers or subscribers, like ridiculously popular. And he's happy to sort of set something up with us as well. So we're going to start running competitions, like whether it's a weekly or a monthly competition. That'll be free for Lions to enter, but we'll have a small charge for outside interests that want to enter. And what I'd like to do is build up so that where the prize is a lion. And so we'll start off with cubs and build our way up.
Nice. Thank you, King.
Amazing, amazing stuff. So I see kind of a question. Tater Tot brought this up. Holding tournaments and challenging other NFT communities. Is this something that you guys are thinking about or in the realm of possibility?
I'd say nothing short of 100% that it'll probably end up going that way because I know there are some pretty strong gamer communities out there in other projects. Yeah, I mean it'd be a matter of we could collate with them and come up with like a big master tournament sort of end of the year and yeah have a team event round robin, get to the finals, all of that, depending on how many teams are interested in doing it.
Awesome, King. And last question from me, actually, just so I can better clarify to people later on. The budget in itself, is that you mentioned overlays. We're talking about probably like editing the videos to post on all these places. Anything else specifically that you're looking at currently?
Yeah, so in terms of the overlays and bits and pieces like that, that's about 250 that we've had that priced out already. We're having some emotes made, some avatars made. And when I say avatars, I mean like on-camera mask that comes up that somebody can put on. Having some sound effects bits. It's all just like lots of little bits that pop together, like $20 here, $30 there for people to get done. In terms of the editing side of things, at the moment we've got an outside editor and we're being charged around about $25 per lot. It's sort of for a longer one. The shorts we're just doing ourselves. But ultimately what we want to do is have that ultimately done in-house by Lions, but in a fairly automated way. So that it's capable so that multiple people can go onto our website that we're having in development at the minute, upload their clip, choose whatever filter and music to go over the top, and it's like got a lion frame around it, and a live link, if possible, goes into their hashtag feed.
Amazing, amazing. Yeah, just to reiterate from later, and Woozy kind of hit on this as well. Let's not forget that everyone who's involved in this, we're Lions building each other's IP. So no matter the outcome, win, lose, or draw, no matter what it is, let's do our best to support all of the creators here tonight. Like I said, win, lose, or draw, no matter what. The Lazy Stream team sounds awesome. I'm excited for it. I know a few other Lions in the chat right now are excited for the same. So, but Sola, we thank you. We thank you for coming on. If you want to pass any information that you have, any visual aids, anything like that, over to Nine, we'll be happy to throw that up in a channel later so that people can get a visual representation of what you're talking about as well. But thank you again.
Or
Everyone give a virtual round of applause to SolaPunk and the Lazy Stream team.
Hey, great job, King. That was
Yeah, it's a
awesome.
great way to kick things off.
Yeah.
Awesome work.
Awesome.
Love it.
thanks, guys. Good luck to everybody else.
Thanks, Sola. Appreciate it.
I like just thinking about like how big that can become, right? It hasn't really been done properly in the space either, so it's a good amount of potential here, which makes it really, really exciting.
Awesome.
Thanks, King.
Awesome. Thanks, Sala. So next up, Kings and Queens, we have Shah the Rapper. This one's going to be good. I'm excited for this one. Let's get Shah on stage. There we go.
What's good, Kings and Queens? What's up, fam?
How we doing?
Awesome. So you have
I'm
5 minutes to impress the judges. Let's go.
All right, great. So, what's up, Kings and Queens? My name's Shah. I'm a recording artist, a rapper. I performed around the world, played in major music festivals. Recently, been named one of the hottest emerging rappers by some publications like Complex and that sort of thing. In 2020, I was set to headline a major showcase at South by Southwest, and that was to be immediately followed by my first major US tour, an 18-city tour. All of that was wiped out by the pandemic, absolutely devastating, and I came to a dark place. But one of the positives looking back was that led me to discover Web3 and the world of NFTs and the Lions. So my Lion was my first blue chip NFT, and what specifically drew me to the Lions was this community that existed more than just the opportunity for some quick money, and that's why I'm still here today. So from the world of NFTs, I discovered the world of music NFTs and realized there's an immense opportunity for me, not just for, as a revenue generator, which was especially important during the pandemic when touring still wasn't happening. More importantly, to grow a genuine online community. As a rapper, I've never chased clout or chased publicity, which does make things a lot harder in this era of music discovery, especially online. But I have to stay true to who I am as an artist. So Web3 offers that opportunity to grow a online community without relying on gimmicks and sort of allowing me to be myself. So since that time, I've been fortunate to have been discovered by some key players in Web3 and specifically the music NFT space. And I guess about a year ago, I was asked by NFT NYC to speak and perform at NFT NYC this past year, and that was great. And despite all of this, I still haven't released my own debut music NFT. And this is where I think the grant can play a massive role. Because I think that $1,000 might not seem like, a huge amount, but it does two very tangible things here. One, it lets me hire a graphic designer who, in a quality way, can bring my lion to life in the way that I imagine. And then two, it can allow me to run ads that can really bring the exposure up, not just for the NFT itself, but to the lion and then to the fact that this is how the community operates, meaning holders are the owners of their IP and the extensions of the benefits that come along with that. So visually, it'll put a lion right in front of people's faces right during NFT NYC. So that's my vision and that's my sort of plan for the grant. But even more important than the money is the opportunity that I think this grant could provide to engage other lines in this process. I've never released a music NFT. I have some people now who've come in from Web3 and through NFT NYC who've like offered support and are excited about me releasing an NFT, but I'd love to involve kings and queens in the project who, want to get involved, want to give me some advice, maybe who've done something before. And what that could look like is maybe giving the opportunity to other lions to have their lion visually appear in the NFT. Maybe it's just through gaining insights on best practices. Maybe it means giving lion holders special access to like a live performance during NFT NYC or whitelisting for the actual NFT. Like that, I feel is a conversation that becomes so much more powerful through involving the community. I think there's synergy there to tap into that I've experienced before that I think can happen again here. So that's the idea. And yeah, if you guys have any questions now, I'd love to answer them. And thanks for having me. And
Awesome.
good luck to the other contestants.
Thanks, King. Thank you. Yeah, stick around here. I'm sure we got a couple questions for you. Judges, we're talking about a cool rap anthem, maybe some NFT NYC presence. What do we think?
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, Shah, I think I've spoken to you before about South by Southwest, and yeah, it's sort of unfortunate that you know, obviously COVID hit and you had to cut all these things. But I really like the idea. So you mentioned you're going to be using obviously a graphic designer to bring your line to life. Is there any plans on, you know, using like motion graphics to bring your line to life in like a video, like in the future? Is that part of the plans as well?
Exactly. So I got connected with I don't think his title is a graphic designer, but someone who works for the Royal Mint, who sort of brings images so he's the one that takes images and using his programming, creates sort of this 3D image for the coins. So I've spoken to him with this idea, and he said he can definitely do something where he can I give him take the look and sort of bring it to look. On the specific I have for the video, like you just alluded to, is I don't know if you've seen the movie Life of Pi. There's like this little brown boy, and a lot of the movies on this boat with this big cat that I want to sort of reimagine for this music NFT. That's something beyond my capabilities, which is why it requires bringing someone on. But yeah, definitely a moving image, like a real visual, an animated visual is the plan.
Love that. I think, you know, visuals go a long way, especially in this space. So yeah, that's awesome.
DD King, Asher.
King, I mean, music always is a really cool thing, especially when you combined with Lazy Lions. You know, we've seen it before with, the couple different artists. It's always an exciting thing, like hearing about. I mean, listening to the tracks. I still listen to like Lazy Like a Lion and even a couple of the rap songs from early on. So, like the lasting power of these things is incredible. So, walk us a bit through. I like the idea already, but like walk us a bit through how it would work at like events. Like, how do you see that happening?
So I definitely agree with you in terms of like the longevity of music. Like, there's no bear markets in music. Concerts are always happening. People are always wanting music. So there's the opportunity to bring in a new audience and a new set of people who would, I really believe, be engaged with this community. So what it would look like right now is through ads leading up to and during NFT NYC, having ads that are showing this visual that I've sort of described my vision for, and then accompanying that with the information for the event, let's say, or if there's a launch for where the NFT is going to be, if there's like a show or a performance. So I'm an independent. I haven't signed to a major yet, but I have a small team that's like, one of the strengths is social media. So for like $250, we can generate like about 1 million views through my Instagram. So I'm verified on Instagram. I have like 30,000 fans on Instagram. I have a good relationship with Facebook, Instagram. So as long as I give them enough lead time and I say, hey, here's what I want to do, then their music liaison, their artist liaison sort of engages with my agent, my booking agent, my manager, and make the thing happen. The key thing is a lot of lead time. A lot of times I have ideas that, it's a week out and it's just not able to be a reality. So now with 5 months away, me being able to give them this idea of, all right, I want to run some ads and make them pop and generate this fascination with my audience, a new audience, people who are going to be at NFT NYC anyways, to really hone in on this, on this visual. And then what I know Instagram sort of like one of the benefits of Instagram ads is that you can pinpoint the location of where someone is. So then we can pinpoint the NFT NYC conference itself, so that as people are scrolling on their phones, this is what they're seeing on Instagram or Facebook. So loosely, those are the ideas that have like that are comprising the actual campaign that I see like leading up to and including NFT NYC.
Love it, King. And is NFT NYC the next event that you'll be playing at, or is there any other events that are sort of like locked in?
I have lots of normal like shows, like I perform like probably it. So right now we're getting into a big heavy season leading up to New Year's Eve. January calms down a little bit, and then I have a lot of shows booked for late February, early March. I think this might be. I had some shows at Basel last week. I think this might be my only or my next NFT Web3 related show. I think so. I think that, yeah.
Oh, nice. No, that sounds great.
So
Just one last
I've got
question. Oh, yeah, go for it.
okay, go ahead.
I've already asked you.
Okay.
It's all yours.
Okay. I don't have much experience in the music industry, but one of my first things that came to my mind was, have you thought about any way that you would be willing to benefit the rest of the Lazy Line holders as far as how it applies to either your in real life concerts and or your sales online or in the iTunes store or potential future NFT collections?
Yeah, so that's a great question. And that's where I was saying that I think the big value is not just the grant, not just the money itself, but then in having the community engaged in optimizing that. Because I'm totally like open to making that part of it count. Because to me, like I said a few times now, what's more important than the money for for my music NFTs is building community. So what I would do there is actually open it up and ask, hey, what provides the most value? So whether it's if copying the music NFT then works as a ticket for events, including NFT NYC, or if there's or I had the idea of if there's other people who want their lion in the NFT itself, and that's a possibility. So I'm totally open to how else it can benefit like the community and how to engage the community. Like that's actually what like I said, that's my driving force for like or this idea. In terms of the connecting the streaming royalties with the NFT, if that's what you were sort of alluding to with like this song that'll accompany the visual, and then breaking down the royalties like on iTunes, that is complicated. So I know I've had someone. There's a project called Octoheads, and their lead asked me to sort of collaborate on a project where the royalties would get broken down to the holders, and I was total. I'm down for it, but it just ended up being a very complicated process, like bridging basically Web 2 and Web 3 for royalty distribution. So he's still on that, and if that gets worked out, then that's another very tangible way to allow the holders to benefit. It's just complicated.
Sure. I was just mainly curious that at the forefront of this idea that you had the community conscious and in mind, and as far as potential incentives and rewards. And another angle of that kind of question would be, if you could think of a way to incentivize your followers who aren't in Web3 to get a lion, then through your music or through the value that you're creating in the music space, that would be something that would interest a lot of the Pride I know. Bringing people in, to the community is, there's a lot of value in that. And if you've got a large resource, a large network, then it would make most sense, in my opinion, to try to bring as many of your people in as possible, and to try to reward the current holders of Lazy Lions as much as possible. So a double-edged sword.
Yeah. So for the latter thing that you said, you really you hit the nail on the head right there, and that's like one of the reasons why having this visual as a key piece, like having the lion basically be the protagonist of the music video, if you will, that is the visual component of the music NFT. A lot of that came from me realizing that in order to engage my existing audience, which is not a Web3 audience, like my fans are hardcore music fans, rap fans, and I've tried in the past to bring my fans over to Web3, and they're just generally there wasn't a connection there, and I accepted it. All right, these fans are here for me and my music, and me sort of trying to put them onto game didn't really materialize in much. And then I did that leading up to NFT NYC, because the small community that I have in Web3 was obviously ecstatic that I was invited by NFT NYC to just come through and speak and perform and all that. But my my fan base wasn't really. It was almost like confusion. Like, what are you talking about? So then I realized that, okay, if I want to achieve this crossover, then I really need to sort of meaningfully show what there is over here in a visually appealing way, because attention spans are obviously super short. So now being able to take the line and have that that music NFT exist as a visual that I can still put on Instagram or still put on TikTok, and it'll still be something that someone who's not in Web3 will enjoy, is a process that could hopefully lead to some crossover. So what you said right there actually was very poignant. I don't know how that will unfold, so I didn't want to throw that out there and make promises when I don't know what the process will be, but that's definitely something that's in my head.
Amazing stuff, King. Amazing stuff. So, just to recap, everyone, we have this really cool music NFT, IRL experience, animations, a lot of cool things going on here. King, I know a few people have asked to hear some of your stuff. So, if you want to send links to Nine later, I think.
Oh, hell yeah.
Woozy posted your IG and in the chat here. So yeah, everyone, like I said, win, lose, or draw, we're here to support each other. Give a follow Instagram, and yeah, I'm excited about this idea. I think it's really cool. Someone said in the chat earlier, we need a new Lazy Lion anthem. So really cool.
Yeah, no, this is super cool. I mean, Lazy Lion's appearing in music tracks, and especially from someone from the community. That's super cool. Thanks for coming up, King, and sharing that.
For sure. And Nine, I'll DM you a couple links right now.
Awesome.
Perfect. Thank you,
Awesome.
King. Yeah, great job.
Thank you.
All right, everyone. We have next on the stage. We have Brian and Randy. Banik. This is gonna be a good one, I can tell. Let's get you up here, King.
We on? I'm on muted.
Nope, you're here. You're here with us. 5 minutes. Let's go.
All right. Thank you very much for having us. My name is Randy, as you said, and I'm here with my partner Banik. And obviously, we all know that the NFT world is a very crazy place. And I want to start by saying that when Banik first told me about his first NFT purchase and how much he paid, I was very skeptical. He's always been on the cutting edge of Web 3.0 and crypto and has been right most of the time. So really, who was I to judge? That's what I was thinking. And he mentioned how the IP value is really where it's at. That was really the value of these NFTs. And I remember a night he and I were sitting at dinner with some friends, and one of our friends was actually even more skeptical than I was. And he dared Banik to prove that NFTs were a worthwhile investment. So I think Brian, destined to prove his friend wrong and to capitalize on what he had purchased, recruited me to help him start NFT Kitchen, using his his IP associated with his NFTs to create a brand. And what started as a sauce company that originally just took the concept of a mutant ape whose face was melting to cleverly name face melting hot sauce turned into something obviously even bigger for us. The reaction in the mutant ape community was great, but we felt we could do more. Banik had always raved, about his lazy lion and the community that he was part of. So we decided to engage this community next. And not surprisingly, their response was overwhelming. Our first lazy lion based sauce, which is fruity hot sauce, was named and flavored based on my personal favorite NFT. And it's also, no surprise, our most popular. The reactions from customers in the lion community were so inspirational that we knew we were onto something great, and we haven't stopped since. We also, as you probably are aware, have so much fun engaging our customers. Many of you are in the audience tonight, and they often post pictures of their sauce in the wild, as we say. So again, the community engagement is definitely there, and really what keeps us inspired to move on. We started this process, just to give you a little background, in June with only one product. And now we currently have 5 products and have had 2 collaboration products just in the last couple of months. These products actually get pretty creative with these collaborations, which is actually the beauty of having different creators work together. For example, our first collaboration was with 3D King's barbecue sauce, as many of you know, where we used an actual 3D label and included old school 3D glasses with each purchase. It was beautiful. The second one was a fun collaboration with Straw Hat Beach Club to create a sauce based on their lions. Also great all around. So based on the success of these 2 joint ventures, our actual first goal is to do more collaborations and make more products. We know we can because just about every trade group has reached out to us about creating a sauce together. Unfortunately, right now, we don't have the resources to handle each one. But our goal is to create as many sauces as is wanted by the different groups. That's where you come in. With your help, we will be able to take that vision that Banik had from day one to not only continue to prove his skeptical friend wrong about NFTs, but to continue to engage the most engaged community of all, you lazy lions. Thank you.
Amazing. What an amazing pitch. We need to cut that down and send that bit out all over Twitter. Amazing stuff, King.
Was I just on Shark Tank?
Well, you said it was like a Shark Tank-like presentation, so I wanted to,
Very well done. Love it. So let's see if we have some rebuttals from our judges here.
I'm a customer. It's amazing, amazing stuff what you guys have done. Built it from the ground up, and 5 products now. It's amazing. So really love to see what you guys are doing and growing the brand especially from the Lazy Lion perspective. So kudos, hats off. I love it. That's my vote.
Thank you. Love hearing that. Love it.
Yeah, I think for me, you guys what you guys have achieved already is already an awesome job. I know the sources. I've seen them all over Twitter. Me and Ash always rave about them as well. So it's awesome to see what you guys have achieved. I really like the story behind it as well. Like just trying to prove a mate wrong. I mean, what a great thing to build it off. But I think a question for me would be like, you guys have made it this far already. Let's just say the sky was the limit. What would you say is the dream right now for NFT Kitchen? Like, where would you see this in, let's say the next year, 2 years, 3 years?
To be honest, one of the things I didn't mention in the presentation is we're working with an animator to create an animated version of a couple of our lions. And really, like you said, we've done some Twitter marketing, not really, actually no marketing. We just talk about it on Twitter and people are impressed by it. So they tweet and, it's like free marketing. But one of the things we really want to do, in addition to these collaborations that we talked about, engaging all these other lion owners, is we want to create content so that people know about the lion. And then because they know about the lion, because there's an animated version of the lion out there that's cute and we're going to create, we'd love to create content, then they'll just buy the sauces and they'll know about us that way. And then it's just another fun way to engage the community, just to keep everyone going.
I love that.
No, this is awesome, King. The great thing about these kind of ideas is, obviously it uses the IP directly in a way that I think most, like the average person outside of NFTs can probably appreciate. And it gets a ton of noise on Twitter as well, right? And, obviously Lazy Lions, as we all know, the loudest on Twitter. So, adding fuel to the fire is always great. I'm curious. So let's say you get the community grant from Lions Den. What would that go towards?
So I think the first thing it will go towards is all these collaborations that we had to kind of put on hold. So I think immediately we have a couple of collaborations that we could like get involved in. And I think also, honestly, one of the things we thought about is, because we have not done any marketing at all, we thought it might be good. Maybe we'll hire Shah to play to make a video for us with some of the money. But we'll do something creative that will actually get people to find us in a way different than the way they found us already, which has also been overwhelming and amazing. But we know that there's more.
Okay, got it. Okay, that's cool. So like more marketing spend, essentially, then.
Yeah. I think marketing and collaborations are the two main things we would like to expand on. It's not cheap to make a sauce, so that's definitely something that's been holding us back a bit with doing more of the collaborations that I know are there. We just now hopefully will be able to do more of them.
Question, would some of the marketing material include a QR code on the label that links to Lazy Lions on OS?
That's a great idea. It was in the plans, but I think that's an excellent idea. So yes, it will.
That sounds like a great idea.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
I think another question from me. You guys have seen, like, obviously done a great job with the sources, but is there any ideas of like further, like different products in the future, or is it just you guys are going to start with sources for now, keep expanding on that,
I
and then
think we kind of wanted to. So we kind of did this very organically. Like I told you, we initially did this face melting thing because the mutant was melting his face off, and like how cool would it be to have a hot sauce that melts your face? And then we got to the Lazy Lion community by accident, not really by accident, but not with the initial intention. So I think the organic nature of what we're doing is actually what makes it so fun for us. Like we're not like, we have goals obviously, but like we kind of are going to just see where it's going to go. Like we don't have a set path other than, like I said, to create these collaborations and to market it.
yeah, I love that. I love that you guys are giving a story behind each of the things that you create. I think it's very engaging. So,
we also had an idea, just because I forgot the initial question, and I don't want to miss it. But one of the things we talked about, if we do this content creation where we do these animated versions of our lions, and we get some traction there, our goal would be to maybe, if there was a demand, maybe do some apparel. That was another idea we had. We don't know if it's going to work. We're not like set on it, but that's one idea we're thinking about as well.
awesome. Thank you.
Amazing. Yeah. So it sounds like we have a budget for marketing spend, for additional sauces, additional collaborations. I do see a question in the chat here. Let me see if I can scroll up and find it. Have you talked to manufacturers to find any kind of potential, like cheaper outsourcing, I guess? The direct question, if I understood it correctly, was, have you talked to manufacturers to find an upscale outside of Web3 itself? The way that I understand it is, are you guys manufacturing in-house? And if so, have you looked outside for potentially a cheaper delivery?
Yeah, I think the answer to the question is the reality is the biggest issue for us right now is not even the manufacturing cost, it's the distribution. So it's expensive to ship. So if there's a way, that's another thing we could look into in terms of cutting costs down. It's not as much the sauce as it is the shipping. So that's why, with these bundles and different things that we're offering, the more sauces we have, also the more, the cheaper per unit sauce we're going to have. So it's in terms of, we don't do it in house, but it's definitely something that the sauce itself is not as significant of a cost as the shipping.
Makes perfect sense to me. All right, Kings,
Mhm.
Queens. As I said twice already, and I'll say it 2 more times, win, lose, or draw, we're here to support every single member of the Lion's Den today. I know Roaring Sauces has been supported widely through our community. Let's keep that up. Great presentation, guys. We really appreciate everything that you've done and continue to push for. So thanks for coming up.
Thanks so much. Appreciate it.
Definitely. Thanks, guys. That was awesome.
Yeah, great working.
Awesome. We have one last contestant for this evening.
Drum
Chuck
roll.
Meat. This is the weirdest. Let's get you up here. Where are you, King?
He's in the audience, just waiting for him to come up.
Streaming, music, in real life, sauces. A lot of cool stuff happening today.
Yeah, definitely a lot of cool things. It'd be interesting to see what the community votes on at the end. Keen to see who the winners are, but all really, really good options. I think that'll do a great job of bringing more and more attention to the Pride and Lazy Lions.
What's been your favorite?
I can't pick favorites.
I'll throw you guys under the bus quickly.
I've already made over-the-counter deals with all of them. Equity plus royalties, please.
I just want a penny a bottle. I'm going to get a penny a bottle, a penny a stream. I got this all set up.
That's it.
I think our king fell asleep.
I gave him a ping.
Maybe you got a bit nervous.
Heard all the pitches, right? Yeah.
Shark Tank style.
There's been some really cool ideas so far. Yeah. It's crazy how many people actually, have these awesome ideas. So doing something like Lions Den is awesome. Doing it in person.
Yeah, it really is. And just keen to hear, like the visions for some of these plays as well. How big they could be. They all sound super cool. I mean, whether it's performing in a music video with their animated lion, or becoming an esports team, or seeing the sources in real life. I think they're all very cool options.
Perfect.
And we've got Charlie up. King, how's it going?
Here we go. Here we go. Welcome, Charlie. Welcome to the Lion's Den. You have 5 beautiful minutes to present your amazing idea. Best of luck.
You might be muted. Now it's muted on Discord, but we couldn't hear you before.
Poor Charlie.
We'll give him a couple minutes, guys.
I guess I can go ahead and just kind of give some of the closing statements now while Charlie figures out his life. So the everyone that was on stage today and that will be on stage, all of these ideas, all of these pitches will go to a vote to the community. We did this last time, and I think that it had a great response to give the community more of a voice as well. So all 4 pitches will go up to a community vote, and the community will be able to select the one that they think will bring the most value to the community, is the coolest, uses the IP the best, and we'll have 2 winners. So it'll be that vote will be posted sometime after the conclusion of Lion's Den, and if we get some like visual aids or links to additional information from the presenters, we will add those as well. So it'll be in the community's hands to see who wins the overall pot. So awesome stuff, and it's an awesome chance for everyone to be involved in this as well. All right, so we have Charlie here finally. He's going to, as an aside, he's going to pitch his idea here separately, and then we will add this all in, and hopefully seamlessly will make sense for everyone. So, Charlie, love to hear your idea, King.
All right, thank you so much, AR, and thank you so much to Bo, Lazy Chef, NFT, all the same person. He's amazing. He helped me with my mic problems here. So anyway, I just want to say I'm humbled to be on the same stage as everyone else here tonight, or at least the one that I used to be on. A lot of amazing people with great ideas. So anyway, just want to get that out of the way. So what I want to accomplish with my Lazy Lions IP is basically the fact that I just love the art for Lazy Lions. That's the original reason why I connected with it so much. And I've been a holder since a week after mint. I haven't sold any. I have listed them, 3x to like 100x the floor, just because I didn't want to sell it. But I thought if somebody was crazy enough to get it, then they can go for it if they want. But I really haven't made any of my lions attainable. And a brief shout out to Rizio for doing the art. He did an amazing job with the Genesis. And so basically, my reason is ever since I was a little kid, I've been extremely interested in like cooking and being around the kitchen and watching my parents, bake and cook and make candies and things like that. And I have a huge sweet tooth. And what I want to do with my IP is I want to make gummies that are themed with, not just my lazy lion, but also other lazy lions that are in the subtrait groups. So the ones that I've spoken to, I have a few people like Megahertz, Moonshot, and many others. I've probably had 10 or 15 offers of people saying they'd like to have their IP, done along with mine. And so anyway, the idea for my company is to have Galaxy Gummies is going to be the name. And it's actually a pretty simple idea. What I want to do is to have different gummy flavors, different gummy shapes and sizes. And with the help of a couple people, I have a couple kings and queens that want to help me on this too. NFT Wonder, Lazy Chef is one of them. So what I need to have, like right off the bat, before I start making anything, I need to have a 3D printed picture of like the lion, either the head or the head and the body. I want to have about at least like 1 to 2 inches big. And in order to do that, I'm going to need this help of the 3D printing. And then once I get the 3D printed image to me, all I have to do is make a mold, and I can make it out of silicone, or there's a couple other ways to make it, but I think the easiest is with the silicone mold. And then I'm going to use my talents to be able to create this delicious gummy that we'll be able to sell. And then it's not just selling to be able to make a profit. What I want to do is somehow incorporate the benefits from the company into the holders. So like I'm in a bunch of Lazy Lions subtrait groups, and one of my favorite ones is the Galaxy Gang. And there's a lot of great kings and queens there. They're very supportive. So I'm trying to think of different ways I can incorporate the profits and bring them back to the holders. And I think by doing, we could do charities, we could have some of the money come back and start a wallet to have like a community wallet, and then other great ideas can get funded through them. Really, the possibilities are endless. And so my specific idea, what I would really like to do very first off is to be able to make a Galaxy gummy about, I would say, anywhere from like 1 to 2 inches big. And it's going to be like pink and purple edible glitter. Looks just like a galaxy itself. And then from there, with with gummies and with candies, you have a million possibilities. You could have lemon, cherry, different colors. Doesn't have to be just the lion too. It could be like the paw, like the diamond paw. But I think this is like highly marketable, and who doesn't like gummies? No, they're not going to be magical, at least not off the bat. I was just thinking like actually just a plain gummy, no alcohol, no cannabis involved there yet. Um, and I think it's going to be a great idea where a lot of people would like to buy them, and like I said, I can bring the rewards back to the different holders. Um, and so, in order to do all this stuff, I would need quite a lot of money, at least for me. I'm not too well off at the moment, but in order to do this, I would need probably, I would say, I have about $300 allocated to the tools, and then $300 to the renting the space because I have a friend that owns a restaurant, and they would like to help me rent out like one of their friends' restaurants in the morning, and I have plenty of space there. Um, and so, anyway, parts of the tool, I'll need a sous vide, some squeezer bottles, glucose syrup, gelatin sheets, flavoring oils, food coloring, some food pans, silicone molds, packaging materials to get them out to the people. So all those total about $300. And I'm definitely leaving some room for error too, because there's a lot of trial and error with this. It's going to be, it won't just be like I'll make them one shot and they'll be done and perfect. I'll probably have to make several batches to get the consistency right, the colors right, and the taste and everything perfect. So anyway, yeah, that's pretty much it.
I love
The
it.
way
I
to a
love it,
lion's
King.
heart is through the stomach. Oh, what's that?
No, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. What was the last part?
No, I was just saying, just a corny thing. The way to a lion's heart is through his or her stomach. So
There it
gummies
is.
are great.
There it is. Love it. This is a really great idea. Galaxy gummies. I think this is really cool. So we're talking about the budget would be towards I really love the breakdown there. You have the rental space, the actual molds that you need. Um, so it's really great that you already have this plan and everything laid out for us. I guess I can since since I am your host and judge right now.
Right? Yeah.
I got a couple questions. So as far
Sure. Yeah.
as packaging, do you have? Because I know after listening from Banik and Roaring Sauces, he talked about some of the most expensive things for him is packaging and shipping. So do
Yes.
you have like experience in packaging? Do you already have an idea about that? Anything you want to clarify there?
Yeah, that's a great question. I for whatever reason I actually didn't anticipate you asking about that, but it's good that you did. So I myself don't actually have too much experience with the packaging, but my girlfriend is a uh, she's had actually a ton of experience doing this. Um, she had her own business, and right now she's a real estate agent. But before that, she dealt with kind of helping companies, get their images straight and get everything out. And she has her own company for like actually doing exactly that. She knows how to make all the logos. Um, yeah, so the word I was struggling to find before, she was a graphic artist, a graphic designer, and she's got all the tools for that. She has a lot of experience making packaging and sending it to people, making it look really really good. So I think something like gummies is really simple. It might be a little pricey, but I don't think you'd have to cool it. Pretty sure you could just use like an envelope style packaging, pretty small. And then as far as like the actual packaging goes, yeah, I want to make it look nice. I want to make it look very high scale, like upscale. I don't want to make it look just like gummies in a clear bag and that's it. Like I definitely would have our logo on there. It would look fantastic, bright colors, maybe even a nice box for the gummies to go in. I don't know. And my mind kind of even wanders beyond that. I think maybe we can, tie like a stable coin to each gummy. No, just kidding. But that'd be pretty sweet though.
Very
Anyway, yeah,
cool.
that was pretty much
Very
it.
cool, very cool. Tell me a little bit about your experience in the actual creation of the gummies. Like, do you have experience in candy creation in general, or is this something that you're diving into for the first time?
Yeah, so I've been in restaurants for 20 years. I worked in offices for about 7-ish years. And then the last 20 years, I've just been doing pretty much part-time poker, part-time restaurants. So I've done everything from the front of the house, back of the house, pretty much every position in a restaurant. Currently, I'm cooking in a restaurant and really enjoying it. It's just you get to show your creative side for everything, and every single item that I'm creating, it represents me. It represents like my work ethic and my kind of perfectionism that I try to put out. So I know everything can't be perfect, but I really do try to make every bit of food that I put out look as appealing as possible. As far as candy creation goes, yeah, I've been pretty much making candy ever since I was a little kid. I started cooking when I was like 5 to 6 years old. My parents didn't want me cooking that young. They were scared that I was gonna like cut my hand or burn myself somehow. But um, I always, I always was able to, impress them and show them what I could do. And
Awesome.
I've never made a gummy before specifically, but there's plenty of YouTube videos that can help, and they've already shown me like ways of cutting out time, like wasting different things, like different recipes. Because I know I have to use like specifically, I have to buy gelatin sheets and blend them down. I know that I can't buy gelatin powder, which is cheaper and easier to do because the consistency that I'm looking for for the gummies, I want it exactly like a Haribo gummy. Those are those famous, German gummy bears.
Hmm.
I want that exact consistency, and the only way to obtain that is with the gelatin sheets that you then blend in a blender. Um, so I have 100% confidence I'll be able to execute it. It just might take a few tries, but once I get it, it's going to be nailed perfectly.
Awesome. Sounds awesome. Any chances of these making an appearance in any of
Yeah,
these
it's fun.
restaurants? Is there any chance that we get an appearance of Galaxy gummies inside of any of these restaurants in real life?
Yeah, that restaurant. I'm wondering. Yeah, the boss would be very keen on that, but she knows all the restaurants on the shoreline where I live, so I'm pretty sure one of those people would be willing to put them in there.
Yeah,
Um,
sounds cool. Last question. Last
yeah.
question. So you mentioned that you wanted these focused around the Galaxy gummies, obviously the Galaxy trait of the Lions. Is there a plan in place to expand past that? Or are we thinking about growing and including different potential lion groups in later on? Is there room to grow with Galaxy gummies outside of the Galaxy?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Just I thought the name would just be catchy to have it be Galaxy Gummies, but I plan on using a bunch of different kings and queens. They've already offered their lines, so it doesn't have to be limited to Galaxy. It's going to be all everything, all traits.
Well, hey, I mean the whole point of this, right, is we're building our own individual IP. You rock one of the most popular Galaxy lines in the land, so we're building our IP. We're giving back to the community. I love the information when it came to where the proceeds could potentially go to. So seems like you hit a lot of things on the head here, and I think that it's a great idea. It's a shame that the live studio audience missed this pitch. I think it's a really great idea. But like I said, I'll make sure I'll add this to the final form video, and may even clip this out separately and post this just so everyone gets an idea. As I
Thanks,
said
King.
previously, I would make sure that you send any visuals, any information that you have to Nine, because we're gonna add all of that information for the community to vote on under lazy votes, and we'll make sure that yours is included. So thanks again, awesome pitch, and I can't wait to see how the community votes on this one.
Thanks, appreciate it.
Again, thank you to all of the contestants, SolaPunk, Shah, Banik, and Charlie. It was a great time today. Love seeing so many cool, IP concepts, and like I keep saying, no matter what, we're all here to support each other, right? We're all kings and queens, so no matter the outcome of the vote, that'll be in your hands as the community. No matter the outcome, let's
do what we do best, and rally around each other and support people no matter what. Because at the end of the day, as long as we're building IP, as long as we're pushing the Lazy Lions brand, we're all gonna win. So congratulations to all the people that came on stage, and best of luck to you all. Any closing remarks from our judges?
No, I mean, from me, thank you to everybody that came up. Awesome job, and continue to do what you do. Lazy Lions will support you as well, and yeah, this was a great event. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, absolutely. Shared my thoughts earlier. Love hearing the big ideas from everybody, and regardless, definitely has the support of Lazy Lions. And DD King, thanks for coming up and being one of the judges as well. Appreciate your time and appreciate everybody listening in.
Yep, glad to be here. And sorry we missed you, Charlie. And it just affirms the other pitches. Just affirm how great of a community we have here, and these are just some of the bright minds that make up the Pride. So looking forward to seeing how this develops, and reading Charlie's pitch finally.
Absolutely. Everyone keep an eye out for that vote. That'll be coming soon. And thank you to the community for joining in. Great time, and good luck to the contestants.